All rise. The Everything Lydia show is now in session. Lydia the lawyer presiding.
Love it.
Yes, yes, yes. Order in this courtroom set. Welcome to the Everything Lydia show. Everyone be seated.
Be seated.
All right, I'm very excited. Today we actually have a new segment, and it is called Lidia the Marketing Magistrate, and we are going to be discussing digital marketing trends, and we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in marketing, in social media and whatnot, the hottest and latest things going on, functionality and whatnot. And we're also going to have a segment that is called Networking News. And with me today to discuss these two topics is the very talented and very handsome Kevin Wood. Kevin, welcome to the Everything Lydia show.
Thank you.
So glad you're here.
What a nice
all right,
intro.
so let me give a little background of who Kevin is. And you ready?
Do you know?
Yes, I do. Since you were 11 years old, you have been centered and focused around producing media sales, distribution. You've launched, you've managed, you've bought, sold multiple successful media companies.
That is true. You read that somewhere, right?
I did, of course. I'm good at my research. But more importantly, your specialization in the media industry includes branding and identifying to further a company's revenues, because it's all about monetization.
That's right.
It's very nice that people have all of these great assets out there, but unless you can make money with them, it's a hobby. Well, that could be fun too, but most people want to make some money. And also mobilizing and managing new initiatives. So that was good. Now, your titles. You are senior news producer at localnews.com.
Yep.
Director of the presserson.com. And then we have publisher of swrweekly.com.
That's right.
President buyowner.com. That's a real estate company.
That's previous, yep. Those are some of the things I've done, yep.
And then co-founder of LIB2B networking events. That's just a small sampling
Small slice
of your background. But welcome so much. I'm so glad to have you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you taking the time to be here.
Thank you.
All right.
I feel privileged, but I have to. I told you I was going to surprise you, but this is. You said that this is part of education. I need to be educated. I need your help. You're an attorney, right?
Yes.
Okay, I need your help. I woke up this morning to some very distressing news.
Uh-oh.
Do you know what it is?
No.
Barnum Bailey Circus said they're getting rid of elephants in the circus.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm going off track here just for a second.
I love it.
But you
never know.
I want to show some pictures here, Desiree, okay? Because we're going to be visual. Now, this is my childhood memory. Come right up on this.
Oh.
Right? Elephants are nice, right?
I love it.
I'll keep it still.
I've been to that circus.
Do you have an interest in advocating for elephants staying in the circus?
Absolutely.
I need you as a
I'm a
lawyer
great
to be
advocate.
for these guys.
Yep.
Because these are great childhood memories. And you know what? People think they're treated wrong. They're not. Because I also documented some things. Look at this. Marilyn Monroe
Okay.
riding an elephant. But more importantly, look at this. Elephants being bathed and washed properly.
Oh.
So anyway, this is very upsetting news.
I don't know where we go with this one.
That's it. That's it. So I need you to advocate for the elephants. They're out of work.
Okay.
So if you'll accept that, that's great.
Accepted. Challenge accepted.
Excellent. We're back on track. We're back on track. Glad I could make you laugh.
There's going to be more. There has to be more.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's it. Let's talk social news. Let's talk video.
All right. Well, now we're going to feature our Lidia the Marketing Magistrate segment, our newest segment. And what we're going to talk about is digital marketing trends. Now, as we all probably know, there's been a lot of really exciting new functionality that's been included on social media platforms. And the world is changing. Now it's all about video marketing. And virtually every social media network has come out with something new this year.
That's right.
So let's say 52% of marketing professionals worldwide chose video marketing as the online strategy that did have the best ROI, return on their investment. And Mark Zuckerberg, because when he talks, everyone's listening. He's the new, what is it,
Guru.
Hutton, right?
Yeah. He's the Bill Gates of 20 years ago. Although no one ever listened to him. I know I didn't.
Well, his quote, which is not exactly that profound, but he basically said, I think we're going to see a lot of user-generated and public content videos over the next few years. But he did say if you go back 5 years, which seems like yesterday, most of the content was text. And everything was always about SEO and search words and things like that. But now a lot of it is photos, and if you look into the future, a lot of the content that people will be sharing are videos. And he said it's very compelling. I'm like, all right, well, Captain Obvious. That is true. I think we all see that. But this year alone, Instagram, which is Facebook's mobile photo and video sharing site. Did you know that they were owned by Facebook?
I did.
Instagram? I didn't know that.
I
That's
did know
something
that.
new I learned. But they did announce that there will be now video ads, a service that they're providing, 15-second videos, and they're going to be offering analytics, which is very important, which I'm hoping you can explain later why video analytics are important versus analytics, I guess, for just people visiting and hits and things like that. Twitter, the second largest social media network in the world, has just launched promoted video ads. Vine, which is Twitter's micro video service, they also are experimenting with 6-second promoted video ads. Say that 5 times fast. And Google and YouTube, which, as we know, Google being the #1 search engine owner, is now offering video AdWords, which was pretty cool. Maybe you can go into that a little bit because you're our guru. And then finally, again, with YouTube, there are ads, and instead of going back and forth between Google AdWords and YouTube to test the performance, now there's the synergy between the two of them. So again, some of the trendiest pieces of content that are online are embracing the scenario I just described above, and they're using what are called animated marketing videos. And just in a nutshell, micro videos, those little short, kind of usually not as high definition and not as complex.
They're shorter in length.
Shorter,
Yep.
right? Best, not as good visually. Explainer videos, under 2-minute marketing videos made to explain something or a service or a product. The screencast videos, how to showcase your product. I guess that's more like a little mini infomercial. And finally, webinars. All right, so tell me a little bit about what's going on from your point of view as a video producer, as also an entrepreneur who has established this wonderful product called Binit, which I'm going to have you talk about that in a minute. But what do you think about the market trends?
First, the trend is democratization of information. It really is threefold. It's the ubiquitous bandwidth we all have now. We all have access in the air. These cell phones, these smartphones, and the ability to produce high caliber, high definition stuff. Anybody has this capability. Where NBC, for example, had this capability 15 years ago. In the last 5 years, everybody has the capability of doing it. So it's a matter of how smart you are and what you're doing with it. I think the biggest change that you're making reference to, not so much even talking about videos, is that the social media platforms that were all, I mean, think about it, even the way you use social media, we were all in this awareness phase. Oh, how many people can I friend? How many people can I network with? Right, it's all about
the numbers, right? How many,
right?
Yep.
Let's
reach.
make awareness to what I'm doing. That's all over. To me, it's just starting to be, now let me take the tools, let me take my network that I built, in your case or somebody's case, I might have up to 2,000 contacts. I will not call them friends because nobody has 2,000 friends. Your mother told you something a long time ago. You have 5 friends.
5 good friends, yes.
Right? And it's true, right? 5 really good friends. So these contacts that we have, the ubiquitous bandwidth, and this little baby right here. Now, I was a BlackBerry user up until 6 months ago because I like instant communication. But the writing was on the wall. I'm also in media. I need to project media through this device. This is the iPhone 6 Plus, for an example. This all adds up to going from an awareness phase to, in my estimation, a push the button and buy phase. So that, to me, is the next 5 years. We're going to go from social, we already are. I know for a fact that, I hate to admit it, I've actually, on Amazon, bought toilet paper with my thumbprint, as an example.
Okay.
As an example, I'm serious.
Okay, I believe you.
and so that didn't happen. That's unthinkable. Nobody would ever think that's possible.
So you're saying that it's just becoming instantaneous. In other words, whatever you're being presented, your site has to be set up in such a way, and all of your social media, because now I guess the social media sites have also created a button, right? You can add a button to Facebook, for example, where you click on it and it's buy now, and it sends you to some other site where you could purchase a product. So I guess you're saying that now that whole process is just instantaneous. It's much
instantaneously, much more quality. But the idea is now, I think the fun and games are over, and I think it's time. And maybe this is, this is the business I'm in, but I think most of us, you're hearing it all the time. I'm off Facebook. Well, that's an age thing. That's also I'm bored. I look at status updates very carefully. I think they are really the social grid and intellect of our entire society. Whether it's mundane, stupidity, or very, irreverent or whatever. It does tell what we're doing. It really is the mirror of our society. So I think people are tired of the mundane. They want to get on to how do I monetize, we'll use that word, how do I monetize what I'm doing? In the case of any business you're in. Now, I have landscapers I'm putting on Facebook. Why? They sure don't want to be on Facebook, or they didn't know they had to be on Facebook.
They don't get what most people
Right.
don't understand. I mean, the criticism sometimes that I've received from friends, I'm very open, I'll talk about these things. And they'll say, oh, well, I saw that on Facebook. And I
Yeah.
said, well, yeah, because I posted it, and that's a very big tool that I use for business and for referrals and everything that I do.
Right, in
And
your network.
In my network. I am not on Facebook to be social necessarily. It's very calculated, and there's a reason why.
Lydia?
Am I not supposed to say that? There's a
No,
reason
you could
why I
be. You
post
could say
things.
that, but no,
It's
you-
true though.
I mean,
like you
you-
said, they're not my friends. So people say, "Well, I posted it on Facebook. How come you didn't see it?"
But here's the thing.
Because
Again, I go back to this, the integration. My calendar is made
Right.
up of things I put into it and my Facebook calendar. And I know that tomorrow something's happening because push technology is coming to my calendar. So I know
Right.
socially what's happening.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it is social.
Integration, I think you just hit the nail on the
Yeah.
head when you use that word, because one social media platform is not going to do it. So I don't care if it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is that you use, there really should be an integration
Right.
between all of them. LinkedIn, every single one of
Here's
them.
the thing. Facebook and Twitter would be perfect for somebody to make a brand. This show needs to be on Facebook and Twitter. You're making a brand, right? And you're doing a great
Yeah,
job.
thank you.
Whereas Google Plus, and I'll talk about that in a second, and LinkedIn are they're more specifying what you're doing within that brand. So today you put that I would be your guest
Yes.
on LinkedIn.
That's right.
And I think people in the media business will be interested in that. But your show and the brand, everything Lydia, would be more Facebook and Twitter concentric, I think.
Right. Well, we're
Google
always
Plus,
learning-
by the way, I
learning
think
that.
I should say this. I called this a couple of years ago. I was wrong. I thought it was going to be huge. I reversed that. I think they're dead. I think
Oh.
Google Plus is dying.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
See, I thought I was taught and told just the complete opposite. Just
Recently?
Yes.
Because they almost self-admitted it.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I was like, that's the hottest new thing, Google Plus, because this, right?
It's a great platform.
Because Google owns the biggest search engine, right? They're the owner.
Yep.
And if you incorporate your Google Plus social media platform together with that search engine, and if you,
would
post
think it would
stuff, you
work
would think it would
beautifully.
work. No?
Yeah, my first reaction
All
was they're
right.
going to put my
Who knew?
first reaction. But then about a year ago, I've been saying, well, you know yourself. You Facebook update 2-3 times a day. I might update Google Plus
Yeah.
once a month now.
Yeah. All right.
So
Well,
I go
we'll
with
see. We'll see what
I go
happens.
with
We'll
kind
have
of
you
what
back in a
yeah,
couple
yeah,
months. We'll see
yeah.
what Google Plus
I said
is
it
doing.
here first. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I mentioned Binnit.
Yeah.
Tell us about Binnit.
Binnit.
What is it? Name?
Well,
what the heck?
Let's spell it, right? Because if you say it, people
Yes.
don't always know. It's Binute. Binnit is a concatenation
Minute
of
with a
two
B.
words, right? Business minute.
Ah.
So it's kind of trade name, and it's really a brand. But really, what it is for small businesses, it allows a small business to tell their story in a minute.
Well, it's-
Not a web commercial. I want to make the distinction. There's people that say, "Hey, come buy this sandwich now. It's
What's a web
$2.99."
commercial?
Well, web commercial would be really a commercial that was on TV, and then you put it on the web.
Okay.
This is more a brand storytelling business minute. And within that minute, you get the texture of the company. It's high caliber video. It's something not associated usually with a call and a reaction. It's more of a branding
So,
tool.
for example, that little video that you created of me, that we did from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
event.
Yeah, well, that's not a Binnit. Because
That's
that's not telling a company story.
Okay.
That's more of a micro video that would be put on Instagram. Do you want to show
wanna
the
show
audience
it?
that?
Sure.
I thought it was wild. I got a lot of good response.
I have to tell you, I give you a lot of credit. You're a very creative man. It's great.
I told you what happened.
So maybe can we play that?
Don't forget
All right,
this.
here we
In
go.
the end, right? The earth.
What
It used to be the meek. It'll go to the creative.
Oh. All right.
Who
so
are
here
you
we go.
wearing? And what are you wearing tonight? Who are you wearing on the red carpet today? Who are you wearing tonight?
Now the question of the evening is, who are you wearing tonight?
And who are you wearing tonight? Awesome. Who are you wearing tonight? Did I ask you who you're wearing?
So what do you think? Who are you wearing today?
It's a lot of fun. No, you did fantastic.
Thank you. I thought that was good.
Tell
of
the
you.
audience that was Lydia. I was her cameraman, and Lydia was on the red carpet of the Oscar party just a week ago, 10 days ago at Malloy College.
Yep. That was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
I have to tell you, a lot of different inflection, right? You put it together
Yeah, but
beautifully.
the thing
It's all
is,
about
what was the
editing.
one thing that ran through it? And that's the other thing. Whether it's a micro video, a 1-minute video, a Binnit, or quite honestly, like an hour documentation. You want to tell a story in a video.
Right.
And that was the one thing you said, and really that's what the Oscars are about. Who are you wearing tonight?
Right. That's
You know,
what
so it worked, and you had a different inflection, so I played on that, which was great. So it was equal creativity.
Let me ask you a question. Minute,
Mm-hmm.
Business Minute, is that something that you would create for a business, that this business would put on their website as their, when someone goes to their homepage and they'll be able to click on it and
Exactly.
get within the minute, they will get a feel of exactly what that business
Typically,
is all
it's
about.
embedded in the website, again, to give that brand, that flavor of that brand, and then it's also used on social media, because what I'm finding is, in social media, unless you're an expert, you usually have a part-time employee doing your Facebook page.
you do?
Let's face it, that happens. Small businesses do that. Sometimes they leave, the Facebook's not updated. This allows you to have that tool. You can update this every week, every 2 weeks, and it'll drive that message home. We talked about that off air too. Repetition in advertising is still the same for this new world we're in.
Is it costly, or is it a lot less money than doing a commercial, I would think?
Absolutely. And there's no cost of distribution.
Yeah, that's
It's
right.
a one-time
free.
cost.
Yeah. Well, if someone wants to get in touch with you to do a Binit video.
Binit.com,
how do
of
they-
course.
Binit.com.
BINUTE.com.
Binit.com. All right. All right, let's transition a little bit. Well, I was going to
Okay.
give a few video tips. Like if you were to tell
Okay.
our audience just, 2 or 3 things
Yep.
that they should focus on in case they want to do their own little,
Yep.
HD camera video to put somewhere. What would you suggest that they do?
So I think quality counts in everything you do. If you're very proud of what you do in business, by God, please don't make a video with backlight and darkness on the subject. Make it quality. If you have to get a kid to edit it, meaning somebody just out of school with some editing skills, do that. So plan it on paper first. There are some things that work.
storyboard, right?
Yeah, storyboard it. There's some things that work flippantly. I do that all the time, but that's more of a brand building thing. If you're a business, plan it out, edit it correctly, make it quality, and tell a story. Storyboard it.
Story's so important.
Absolutely.
I agree with you. Okay. So let's transition a little bit. Another segment we're going to have is called networking. Yes,
There's
wait.
no, this is important.
This is important.
I have another
We're going
visual,
back.
Desiree.
Not networking news yet.
We didn't talk about this, but
What?
it really goes into what you have. You may not know this. You have social capital.
What do I have?
You have social capital. Right? People follow you.
Yes, they do.
They listen to what you say. You're sort of with a stylist. You're in the intelligence business. You're an attorney. You have social capital. So we're talking about not only videos, but we're talking about photographs. And I want to show you a case in point. This is pretty bizarre. Everybody knows this picture. Desiree, let me know when you're right up on it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
All right, and it goes back to our Oscars
Yes.
thing too.
Yeah.
So this was a selfie taken at the Oscars, not this year, but the one before. A Parisian marketing firm indicated that this photo is probably worth close to $1 billion.
No.
Yes.
Why?
Why, you ask? That's a good question.
We're not scripted either.
We're not scripted. The reason is, think about it, 43 million people tuned into the Oscars that year. 37 million people saw that picture on Twitter. So just do the math. That and where else it went. Now, the greatest thing about this is who's in the middle of the picture?
Who is that?
You're a woman. Who is this?
I don't know. Who is that?
It's Bradley Cooper.
Oh,
Is
Brad
that-
Cooper. Yeah, I
Desiree,
didn't know
you know who
with
that
the
is?
beard. I love Bradley Cooper. Okay.
You love him, right? He's
I
sexy?
do. He looks different with the beard.
Is it any
Yes.
coincidence that he had the biggest film of 2014? American Sniper.
I guess not.
Great movie
Yeah.
for some people, right? I can have that argument, but I happen to think it was great, by the way. But is there any coincidence that picture, which was so valuable in social capital, he's smack in the middle of
He's
it?
hot and he's very talented.
Yeah, but he transcended to $350 million of revenue. So sometimes what you think is kind of mundane and stupid to put up online could build your social capital. I'll give you another example. I think this is really important. He's in my age bracket. Vic DiBitetto.
Yes.
Bread and milk?
Wait, that's my video. I have one of those. I did
Okay.
a parody of his parody.
You did it.
I did.
Right.
Did
So
you see?
13,700,000 views on that. But he's
Yeah.
done hundreds and hundreds of videos since then. And we laugh at him, right? All my friends, my wife laughs at him. Thing is, he's got sold out rooms. Every place he goes, he has sold out rooms.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? So that's social capital. And it doesn't always translate to the old world with, well, if I pay you this, how much am I getting back?
Right.
Those days are over.
You're building your brand, and which we're going to talk about
Yeah,
networking.
yeah.
When you go to a networking event, for example,
Yep.
it doesn't mean you're going to go there and get a sale
We are
or,
gonna get
or
there.
get a client. So you're really saying the same thing.
I am.
You're really saying the same
But
exact
I want to
thing.
put it in writing because you did tell me this was a educational
Oh,
show.
boy.
And you can read this. One more time,
see.
Desiree.
Can I read it?
We do our own slides here. It's fantastic. I want you to read it.
Social capital. I'm
Yeah.
reading. Here we go.
This is really important.
Social capital is generated when you invest in your relationships by being as valuable as you possibly can be in your network.
Stop right there. Are you
Yes.
that? Do you try to do that?
Yes, I am.
Read the second one.
Social capital measures the degree of influence which we have through our networks.
Now, you and I travel in many different networks,
Mm-hmm.
governmental, private,
All over.
all
Lifestyle.
over. And you try to be as valuable as you can to be. And this is nothing new, by the way. It just goes faster with social media.
That is so important, though, because you're building
Mm-hmm.
relationships. And again, the topic we're discussing, social media and videos, that's transcending just digital marketing. It really has to do with your entire business. It's all about relationships. And
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm not the first one that has said that, but it's very, very true. Because I get referrals, I get business, I get people that ask me to promote products, and so on and so forth, all through social media. A majority of
Yep.
my work comes through
That's
social
amazing.
media.
So you're living proof.
I am living proof. All right, so we started to
Yep.
talk about networking news. So back to networking news on the screen. Well, you just recently had an event, and I want to give you a little plug here. It's the
Yep.
LIB2B networking events that you have.
Yep.
Maybe you can share a little bit of information about what that is, just quickly.
Yep, very quickly. Me and a partner, Matt Miller, developed a traveling network event. We go into small town, Middle America, Long Island, Main Street type businesses. We literally have packed every event with 100 or
Yes.
more people. It's not easy to do. Social media helps that. We have sponsors. We have a great time. We network in the truest sense of the word, and we keep going before, during, and after the event.
I have something I want to...
LIB2Bnetwork.com. Quick plug.
Ready?
Yeah.
I'm raising my hand because I have
You have
something
a
I want to
question?
say.
Yes, what is your question?
Actually, more of a statement. I do want to say
Yeah.
that one of the things that you mentioned to us, and I was very impressed with it, is they always select venues that have a lot of television screens. So what happens
right.
is you can play video, you put the logos up, there's interviews that are done, and I
Right.
think that that's what's making your event a little bit different
Yeah,
than a
a little
lot
more
of the
exciting.
other events.
And
I do.
that was an example of Matt, who was really on a financial side of things, and me that was on the media. So it was a perfect marriage.
Great synergy there. I
And
think
thank you
it's
for coming.
wonderful.
Thank you for coming.
It was a really good networking event. And I don't have an expectation when I go to these events. My
Okay.
expectation is to meet people and possibly forming a relationship. Again, it's all about
And not be
going
called
back.
directly by people the next day.
Well, we'll get to that
We
in a
can
second,
talk.
real quick. Well, one of the things, so I wish I had $1 for every time I would go to a networking event. I would meet someone, nice, we're talking about the weather,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden they go into their pitch. Fine, I have no problem because that's why we're there.
That's
We're
why
at a
we're there.
networking event to share information about what you do, and it's great. But then they go into the sales pitch, and they don't freaking shut up, and they just keep talking about, look, if I need insurance, I'll call you, and I'll probably call you because you're the last person I met, and if you're not complete.
And you're too nice. You don't give the eye movements to say, buddy, I've heard enough.
No, I try to be.
That's
to
what
be
you got to
nice,
do.
at least. I know.
You got to move on.
But the sell thing is just something that
Yeah.
everyone has to avoid. And I think as far as networking etiquette is concerned, and for people out there, I'd rather hear a story from you. I'd rather hear about your hobbies. I'd rather hear about what you're wearing than you pitching about your product and your business. I like to hear a little bit because
This
that's
is good.
why
You're
there.
communicating this. So
I'm
when
talking
people,
to my audience.
No,
you know
no.
what?
When they come see you at a networking event, they'll know to either walk past you or just only talk to you for 20 seconds.
These are the rules.
That's important. Okay.
All right, so what are a couple of tips that you would give for networking? I mean, what have you learned from your networking events?
You know what? I think it's better to, I'm going to call it offense, defense. You can go to a networking event and hope to get through the room.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't happen. At least I know I can't do it, and I'm a networker. You can't get through the room.
Right.
People are having conversations. So just literally try to sponsor that event because people can't help but they won't miss you.
Right.
So that's number one, right? And try to be able to do that. Business cards to me are over. I don't use business cards anymore. You know, I'd sooner say, let's swap information right on this because I will lose business cards. That's me.
Yeah.
But really just, it's all about exposure and that repetitive aspect.
You know what I do? I take a picture of people, and then I put a little notation on the bottom of their picture.
We can't possibly rap, by the way. We can't possibly. We're having too much fun.
No, but I think in a nutshell, do's and don'ts. What you just said is very important. Okay, we're kind of like, I mean, look, you kind of have to have a business card though, because that's how are they going to get in touch with you? Now, you ready? These are my networking rules. Tell me if you agree. Try to eat something before you go to a networking event because it's not about. Well, I know you serve food and it's wonderful, but you can't be gavoning on like a whole plate of food and trying to network with people.
I like that. Yep.
I think you should have a little bit to eat before you go, and don't. And if you're going for the food, then you don't have to listen to the show because that's not really what it's about.
Yeah.
I mean, some people, I guess.
No, that's
who
good.
knows?
Yeah.
But another thing is hold your plate or your glass in your left hand if you're a righty, so we can shake hands, right? And
Yes.
not have to worry.
Yep.
Although sometimes it happens with me with my cold hand, and if I have a cocktail or something.
Right.
Try not to drink too much, because that may not be
Yeah,
pretty.
you can get slurry. That's
yeah,
not good.
that's not good either.
By the way, there's some people that go to network events to eat, period.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, we'll move on.
They're the ones
Very
that,
quickly.
yeah, we're not going to. And then what you just said, I think 5 minutes is the number. Don't talk about yourself more than 5 minutes. Then when you're after about that, you kind
Absolutely.
of feel it. Ask that other person questions.
Our
Incorporate
sponsored
them.
pitches are 3 minutes.
Yeah.
For that reason, we call them elevator pitches.
But they're sponsoring the event. That's a little different.
Yeah,
I
but
like that. That's okay because
human
they're-
beings can't take
But
more
I'm
than 3
talking
minutes.
about meeting someone that from the insurance company. And again, I'm using that as an
Right,
example
right.
because it's the one that just pops into my head.
Right.
5 minutes, you're done. And really, that's it. So if you have an upcoming event coming up.
Yeah, just I wanted to talk to your audience about upcoming events. So Wednesday night we have the State of the County address with Mr. Mangano. That is significant because it's on the Twin Ice rink, the brand new one at Eisenhower Park.
Oh.
That's amazing. So
Okay.
that's fantastic. In April, our new event will be coming around. We'll announce that, LIB2Bnetwork.com.
Do we know where that's going to be yet or not yet?
No, we don't know yet.
Okay,
It's going to
well,
be a great
still-
place, though.
So all you venues out there, to get ready.
My company's live streaming the Rocky Point Parade next Sunday. That's going to be pretty amazing. If you haven't seen that, it's the biggest one on Long Island. April 11th, for the 7th year in a row, I'll be at Lax Out Cancer. That's very important. We're helping 4 children in the Shoreham Wading River Miller Place area, raising money. That's April 11th. 2 great lacrosse rivals and games, and we're in lacrosse season. And then May 8th, this is very important. I am doing the red carpet with my good friend Ingrid Dodd for the American Heart Association
Love Ingrid.
Heart Ball. And it's at the American Museum of Armory, right? In Bethpage, Old Bethpage, May 8th.
Okay.
There's many more things, but thank you for
By
allowing
all
me to
means.
announce
And
those
if
things.
ever, for more information on that, is there one place that people can get all this information?
Yeah, my Facebook page, friend
On
me.
your Facebook
yeah,
page.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So Kevin
or
Wood.
kevinwood.com.
Okay,
Yeah.
terrific. Well, I think that's it. We're done.
I wish we weren't.
I wish we could talk longer, give more information. This was very informative. I want to thank you for being
Thank
here.
you. Thank you. It's been a
And
pleasure.
thank you for everyone out there. If there's any part of this show that you might have missed, it's getting all flustered that you might have missed, please visit www.thedailyblue.com and you can see any part of the show or see reruns because we have a bunch of them right now. And remember, everyone, go check your I am not. Look at me.
That happens. You know, the white lights.
Go check your ordinary at the door. Go live that remarkable life and have a great day. We'll see you soon.
Fantastic. Thank you.